Have you ever felt like your own mind is your worst enemy? Like there's a voice inside your head that constantly holds you back, whispering doubts and fears? You're not good enough. What if you fail? It's too risky. These thoughts can be paralyzing, stopping you from chasing your dreams and living the life you truly want. If you've ever felt this way, then this story is for you. It is about a young man who discovered how to turn his greatest enemy into his most powerful ally. There was a young man named Kieran who felt completely stuck. Every morning he'd wake up with grand ambitions, ready to take on the world. He wanted to start a business, learn a new skill, and travel. But as soon as he decided to take the first step, a wave of negative thoughts would wash over him. "You're not ready," his mind would insist. "You'll just end up embarrassing yourself." Think of all the ways this could go wrong. These voices were so loud, so persistent, that they drowned out any encouragement he received from his friends and family. It felt like he was living with a saboteur inside his own head. Kieran realized, with a sense of dread, that his own mind was actively working against him. It was a terrifying realization. How could he possibly succeed when his greatest obstacle was himself? He felt trapped in a mental prison, with his own thoughts as the guards. Feeling hopeless, Kieran decided he needed a change of scenery. He traveled to the mountains, hoping the fresh air and quiet solitude would clear his head. One day, while hiking along a winding path, he came across an old monastery. There he met a wise teacher, known for her profound insights into the human mind. Kieran poured his heart out, explaining how his thoughts were holding him captive. The teacher listened patiently, a gentle smile on her face. When he finished, she said, "Kieran, your mind is like a wild horse. It's powerful, full of energy, and untamed. If you try to fight it head-on or ignore its strength, it will resist and throw you off course. But if you learn to understand it, to guide it with a gentle hand, and to ride it with wisdom, that same wild energy can carry you anywhere you desire to go." Kieran was intrigued but skeptical. "But how do I train it?" he asked. "It feels impossible. The thoughts are relentless." The teacher smiled warmly. "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You don't tame a wild horse in a day. You start with small, consistent exercises. The first step is awareness. Simply begin by noticing your thoughts without judgment. Observe them as if they are clouds passing in the sky. Don't cling to them, and don't push them away. Just watch," she continued. "Once you can observe them, you can begin to question them. When a thought like, 'you'll fail,' arises, ask it, 'Is that really true? What evidence do I have?' More often than not, you'll find these fears are built on assumptions, not facts. Then you must replace the fear with purpose. Remind yourself why you want to achieve your goal. Your purpose is the fuel that will drive you forward when fear tries to slam on the brakes." The teacher explained that training the mind wasn't about eliminating negative thoughts entirely. That would be a futile battle. It was about changing your relationship with them. "Strengthen your focus with action," she advised. "The more you act, even in small ways, the more you build evidence that you are capable. Each small win quiets the voice of doubt. Discipline your mind one day at a time, one thought at a time. It is a practice, like learning to play an instrument. Some days will be harder than others, but with consistency, you will become the master of your own mind." Kieran felt a flicker of hope for the first time in years. The advice wasn't a magic fix, but a practical, step-by-step guide. He thanked the teacher and returned home, determined to put her words into practice. Kieran started the very next day. Every morning, he dedicated just 10 minutes to mindfulness. He sat in silence, observing his breath and watching his thoughts come and go. At first, it was chaotic. His mind would jump from worry to distraction, but he gently brought his focus back to his breath, again and again. He also started setting small, achievable goals. Instead of telling himself, I'm going to build a successful business. He would say, today I will research one potential competitor, or I will write one paragraph of my business plan. These small tasks were manageable and didn't trigger his usual overwhelming anxiety. When a negative thought inevitably appeared, instead of letting it spiral, he would pause and say to himself, I hear you, but not today. Today, I am in control. He started treating the voice of doubt not as an absolute truth, but as a misguided suggestion from an overprotective friend. He would acknowledge the fear, thank his mind for trying to keep him safe, and then choose to move forward with his small, purposeful action anyway. Slowly but surely, things began to change. The constant storm in his mind started to calm. The 10 minutes of mindfulness stretched to 15, then 20. He found he could focus for longer periods, his thoughts less scattered. Taking action became easier. Each completed task, no matter how small, was a victory that built his confidence. He finished his business plan. He reached out to a potential mentor. He even started building a simple website for his idea. Of course, there were still challenges and setbacks. Some days the old doubts would creep back in, louder than before. But now Kieran had the tools to handle them. He recognized them for what they were, just thoughts, not reality. He could remain calm and centered even when things didn't go as planned. The same mind that once paralyzed him with fear had become his greatest asset. It was now a source of creativity, focus, and resilience. He finally understood the teacher's wisdom. The mind is your greatest enemy, but only until you choose to train it. Once trained, it becomes the most powerful and loyal tool you will ever have. Kieran's story isn't just a tale from the mountains. It's a reflection of a truth we all face. Your mind can build prisons, or it can build empires. It can be a source of endless anxiety or a wellspring of creativity and strength. The choice ultimately is yours. It begins with the decision to stop being a victim of your own thoughts and to start becoming their guide. It starts with small, daily practices of awareness, questioning, and purposeful action. So, what is your mind telling you right now? Is it holding you back, or is it helping you move forward? Remember, Kieran, and remember that you hold the power to train the wild horse. You can learn to ride it with wisdom and guide it toward the life you've always dreamed of. If this story inspired you and gave you a new perspective on the power of your mind, please consider subscribing to our channel, Stories by Heart. We create more motivational stories like this one to help you learn English, stay inspired, and grow wiser every single day. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Thank you for watching, and remember, you are the master of your mind.